contracted the coronavirus. Another video appeared to show where dancing at a crowded club following the Adreto fiasco, despite pledging that it will be self-isolating. Let us hope that amidst all of this, he's able to find, himself and then become a better pro going forward. Still talking tennis, Nick Kyrgios has branded Novak Djokovic a tool for his proposals to Australian Open organizers to change conditions for players in quarantine. With 72 players confined to their hotel rooms and unable to practice, Djokovic is reported to have asked for better food, shortening the isolation period if players tested negative, and having players moved to private houses with tennis courts. Former Australian Davis Cup player Sam Groth slammed Djokovic for a selfish political move, and Kyrgios has joined in with criticism. I don't know, maybe when you guys have your take, I don't think he has said anything strange.
Exactly.
Yeah. The 25-year-old also took aim at Bernard Tomic's girlfriend Vanessa Sierra, who has been documenting their hotel room quarantine on social media and complaining about a number of issues. Looks like some of these tennis players they've got a serious beef going on. Blessing.
Honestly, that's perhaps the explanation that you have. But I'm not surprised with someone like Nick Kyrgios, because he's the bad boy of the game. So you understand why this is coming from him. But to be sincere,
bad boy.
He's the bad. He doesn't hide from it. He doesn't deny it. He'll tell you.
He's the bad boy.
He does. Yes, he says it. That
he
doesn't
says
care.
Himself.
Yes, he does.
But
that he doesn't care.
Bad boy.
That he doesn't care about people's opinion about whatever it is that he does. So it's not surprising. But I do not think what Djokovic has asked for is out of the normal, because if you look at it, there are certain players who are actually quarantining, but not in the most serious form, like those who are in Melbourne. The players who are in Adelaide, that's the big boys, the Serena Williams, the Rafael Nadal in Adelaide, and Novak Djokovic himself. They have stricter quarantine rules, because they're still allowed to train for 5 hours a day, unlike the ones who are in Melbourne, who are not allowed to train at all. And the reason why those ones are in Adelaide is because they agreed to play an exhibition game that would raise money, I think for maybe something around COVID-19 for residents in that area in Australia. Explains why they were allowed to have that that's reduced.
So you think branding Djokovic a tool by Kyrgios is
I thought that was
unfair?
I thought that was a bit extreme, because what he was fighting for is actually valid.
Let me get fair and mistake on this. The fact simple. 72 players presently have been confined to their hotel rooms, meaning that they are unable to practice.
Definitely.
What is Djokovic asking for? Better food, shortening of the isolation periods
Allow them
for those who test negative and the private houses that will have tennis courts.
I mean, these are not too much to ask for, really, because looking at it, it's not as if these guys were actually tested negative before positive before they went into isolation. They only went into isolation just to make sure that they have not actually contacted it from the one passenger that was actually tested positive. So I think if they can actually bring down the measure a little bit just to make sure that these guys train, I think it's better. I mean,
but maybe
I can't be
saying that, look, it is nobody's fault that you have found yourself in this. You exposed yourself.
They didn't expose themselves. All the passengers on that plane tested negative before they actually came on board.
Just a few of them
maybe
tested
they didn't
positive.
come early enough.
I mean, that's not
the people who tested
positive.
Tested positive on the plane.
On the plane, not
board.
before they actually came on board. So what are we now talking about? So I think asking for better food. It's all politics as far as I'm concerned. I think asking for better food, asking for
better food.
I mean, we don't know what they're actually going through. For him to have actually said that, he must have said something.
I do not think that's out of the.
It's not out of the order.
Okay, well, we're still in the world of tennis. The 2021 Davis Cup finals will be held over 11 days rather than 7 and staged across 3 cities. The changes were proposed by Cosmos Tennis, the Spanish-based investment firm, who are pumping in $3 billion over 25 years, and confirmed by the International Tennis Federation on Monday. Davis Cup, a 121-year-old event played among countries around the world, underwent a major change in 2019 as it was reduced from a season-long tournament to a one-week event It will now be extended to 11 days, running from November 25 to December 5 this year. The ITF also confirmed that 2 more European cities are being sought to share the staging of the 2021 finals, with Madrid, which hosted the first edition of the revamped competition in 2019. Another change is to have the finals trimmed from 18 to 16 teams from 2022. The 2020 edition was not played due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, let's switch lanes. This time around, we're moving onto the basketball court. Brooklyn Nets stars Kevin Durant and James Harden are gelling at an impressive pace, and the history books back that up. This morning, they became the first duo to score 30-plus points in each of their first 2 games with a franchise, as the Nets defeated the Bucks 125 to 123. Durant had 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists in Monday's game, while Harden put up 34 points, 6 rebounds, and 12 assists. That comes on the heels of Harden's 30-point triple-double performance on Saturday night in his Nets debut against the Magic. Since Harden's arrival in Brooklyn, Nets coaches and management have repeatedly said that they would lean on the previous chemistry that Harden and Durant had built during their tenure in Oklahoma City together. After all, Harden hasn't yet had a single practice session with the team. Harden said that their maturity has further aided their on-court synergy. I think this just goes on to prove that, when you're good, regardless of where you find yourself.
You definitely perform.
I think that this should be in sync with some people's argument that, look, sometimes when we criticize some managers for not managing some players well, maybe we should be looking at those
players as well,
and not the man, because for the top players, wherever they go,
maybe you should
shine.
Maybe you should look at from both angles. While you look at the players, also look at the coaches.
But mention a top player, a really top player who have at any point in time had to rely on the coach to do well.
Okay, maybe none is coming to my head right now. But
that means it's difficult.
It's difficult, yes.
That's a really top player that has to rely on.
But there are times where you see a top player leave a team, go to another team, and struggle.
A really top player.
Struggle for form, yes.
Example.
Eden Hazard.
No, injury. That's injury, not struggle for form, basically. Samuel Eto'o, towards the climax of his career, was still able to do it at Chelsea.
Definitely.
Messi has done it everywhere, at least with Barcelona and Argentina.
Just Barcelona.
And Argentina.
Just Barcelona.
Sorry, please.
He's confined to Argentina.
He's the all-time top scorer.
He's confined to Argentina as his
for
country.
The Argentine
you won't play for
national
another country,
team.
would he? Only Barcelona. Let's talk about.
You're not going to leave if you're winning. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Let's say he has actually done it.
CR7 has done it everywhere, right?
Definitely.
Yes.
Zlatan has done it everywhere.
Yes.
Luis Suarez is looking like he has done it everywhere as well, because he did it at Liverpool, he did it at Barcelona. He's currently doing it at
Don't be discrediting Lionel Messi.
I mean, I think it's better to say he has done it in every competition,
because he's not playing there.
Why wouldn't it go to maybe a PSG, for instance?
The thing is, blessing.
Why would you leave?
Lionel Messi has done it against every big team he has actually faced.
Yes.
So what are we now talking about?
Yes.
So we can literally say he has done it everywhere he has gone to. Everywhere he has actually played.
Every team he has played against is different from everywhere he has gone to.
He has gone to England. Not necessarily play for an England team.
It is not playing against an English team. Being in that English team, for instance.
I'm not saying him being in that English team.
What is the big deal about being in an English team?
He's a one-team man, we know. Let's move on.
And it's a credit to football.
Don't let us take away this.
And that will change by June.
Loyalty.
That will change by June.
And bringing it down to basketball right now.
The election will matter too.
Bringing it down to football, I think it's just what it is for KD and of course James Harden at this point in time. These guys are actually on top of their game at this point in time. They've actually had a very wonderful career for themselves. When they were actually at OKC, they knew each other. Yeah. They have that connection, that synergy exactly has actually been there and coming together at this point in time. I think Steve Nash has just a little more work to do at this point in time, because these are guys that have actually been working together for a while. So all they need to do is keep pushing them and keep telling them that the teamwork really matters.
I'm thinking of something. Can we find maybe an equivalent of this combo in any other sports who have moved from together from one club to another?
Reunited as a new club and continued firing on all cylinders. Yes, there is, but I can't really remember right now. But yes, I know there are players like that. So
you guys on the spot, you can imagine if I put money down.
That's how many minutes would you give me to get that?
How many minutes do our listeners get to answer? 30 seconds.
They listen to us Monday to Friday.
You're on your own. Still on basketball, guard Victor Oladipo exuded optimism about the Houston Rockets after his franchise debut, presenting quite a contrast to James Harden's finals comment as a member of the franchise. Ferron, it's not Google time. That one has passed.
No, really.
I'm just saying. And Steph Curry scored 26 points. Kelly Oubre Jr. added 23, and the Golden State Warriors rallied from a 14-point fourth quarter deficit to defeat the Los Angeles Lakers 115-113 on Monday night. Let's talk boxing. Tyson Fury and his team's confidence about winning a fight against Anthony Joshua has been questioned by promoter Eddie N. IBF, WB, and WBO champion Joshua and WBC title holder Fury could be just weeks away from confirming a dream fight for the division's undisputed rulership. Fury's US-based promoter Bob Arum claimed he was 95% confident that the fight would happen this year and 100% certain that the WBC champion would win. 95%, 100%. We'll wait to see how all of that will pan out. We'll come to Nigeria, and wrestling gets our attention right now. The maiden Baraza champion of champions wrestling tournament came to an end on Monday in Yanagwa with Blessing Onyebuchi, Amas Daniel, and teenager Messi Adekoroye all impressively claiming the last 3 gold medals at stake on the final day of the competition. World champion in beach wrestling, Onyebuchi displayed absolute class and utter dominance to land gold in the 76 kg class in our first tournament in almost a year, no thanks to COVID-19 pandemic. The 2019 African champion recorded 4 consecutive pinfall wins, 6-0 against Rhoda Shonde, 2-0 over Dami Ojo in just 56 seconds, and 6-0 against Temi Deye before overcoming former African champion Winnie Goffit of the Nigerian Army, 6-0 in the final to claim gold. Wow, what a record. To the admiration of Bayelsa State Governor Doye Diri, who graced the grand finale of the tournament. After our victory, Onyebuchi stated that the 2 weeks campaign organized by the Ministry of Youth and Sport in December for the wrestling team boosted her shape prior to the tournament, adding that she did not plan to win all her fights via pinfall.
Inside December, our president called us for just like 2 weeks camping. That one really helped a lot because the kind of training I have in that 2 weeks camping, I can say that it has been like a 3 months back that I have that kind of training back home. Honestly, that was not my plan, but initially, anytime I'm wrestle like this, I normally like to finish my fight at the first round. Because second round, I don't know what will happen. So if I have an opportunity, I just take it, just like that.
I think it's important to really understand what this lady has just done.
Cold-blooded fighter there.
Via pinfalls, a 6-0 defeated Rhoda Shunde, 2-0 over Dami Ojo in just 56 seconds.
Yes.
6-0 against Teme Deye, who I believe should be an home girl. That name sounds like a Bayelsa name.
Yes.
And then she eventually overcame a former African champion, Winnie Goffit, who, well, I don't want to slander, he's of the Nigerian Army. 6-0 in the final to claim gold.
It's not by you being the army.
You have to say that, Tunde.
But it's a fact, okay? I'm not making this up. I mean, Blessing Onyebuchi, please, next time we see, please identify yourself before I bring out my recorder so I know how to keep some distance away from you. In the 53 kg event, Messi Adekoroye, younger sister of Odoayo, caused a huge upset by defeating former African champion and favorite Bossa Samuel to claim gold. Adekoroye, former cadet African champion, showed great determination and resilience to record a shock 7-3 win against a more illustrious and experienced opponent in the final. In the only freestyle event on the final day, multiple African champion and Commonwealth silver medalist Amas Daniel made mincemeat of his opponent in the 65 kg weight category to grab gold in emphatic and ruthless fashion. The Bayelsa State wrestler came from a point down in the first round of his first bout to trash Fisayo Kolawole 12-1 and followed that up with a 10-0 technical superiority victories against Salih Rashid and Iberi Bayafa to secure a spot in the final. In the final, the captain of the men's national team demolished Anthony Joseph via 10-0 technical superiority to win gold, and after was disclosed, he has been working hard to maintain his form during the lockdown.
As an elite athlete, you get to do the homework. Though we've been having challenges with our training together for a while because of the COVID-19. But as an individual, I was doing the homework at home. Keep jogging, skipping, press up, all those kind of little exercises. And so I think it's not much surprise to me because I know how I am for now. Though it's not good enough, I need to keep going, but I think it wasn't bad enough.
Okay, because of our time, we need to move on very fast. The Athletics Federation of Nigeria's hailed athlete Ruth Osoro after she set a new Nigerian record in triple jump on Saturday in the U.S. What was the record? 14.28 meters in our first attempt at the Texas Tech Koki Classic to set the new Nigerian record. This is one to watch out for. Nigeria's under-17 boys, Golden Eaglets, came close to a stunning comeback from 3 goals down before losing 2-3 to their Ivorian counterparts on Monday night final of the WAFU Under-17 Cup tournament in the Togolese capital, Lomé. I think that's just about what they deserved if you look at the overall performance in this competition. The good thing is that they qualified as a finalist. So let's hope that things turn out better. In the MPFL, Aqua United were out for the second consecutive week as Wiki Tourists earned a 1-0 draw at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, in the Matchday 5 Nigerian Professional Football League fixture on Monday. And, away from Nigeria, new signing Timo Werner should not be compared to former Chelsea striker Fernando Torres, and the German forward must be given the best environment to flourish at the London club, manager Frank Lampard said on Monday, where that will also be put to test later this evening against Leicester City. And, from the BBC Premier League update, we'll get more. Arsenal, fantastic second-half performance from them against Newcastle yesterday. Talking about Monday night football. In Italy, AC Milan coach Stefano Pioli labels Zlatan Ibrahimovic a champion who continues to surprise him after the 39-year-old striker produced another stellar performance in Milan's 20 win at Cagliari on Monday. Quick one, the BBC Premier League update. We'll be back to round of our thoughts. 2 games coming up later this evening: West Ham against West Brom and Leicester versus Chelsea.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Andy Barwell at the BBC Sports Centre. Well, Arsenal moved up into the top half of the Premier League table, but still 10 points off the pace with a 3-0 win attempt at Newcastle United. The BBC's Jonathan Pearce was at the Emirates Stadium.
Arsenal with just 2 goals from Aubameyang and the goal from Bukayo Saka. Handsome winners here. And after that, first 5-minute start by Newcastle United, there's only ever going to be one team that won this.
The former Liverpool defender Stefan Honchot has told the BBC his old club need to find new solutions to their goal-scoring drought. Liverpool haven't scored in the Premier League since December the 27th, and after Sunday's goalless draw at home to Manchester United, they're 3 points behind United, who top the table.
They don't have that many options, to be honest. Salah, Firmino and Mane, obviously, they are the 3 main strikers. Who can replace them and score goals at the moment? I don't see many players who can come in and do that job. Jota is obviously injured. But part of of him, yes, you have Origi, but I don't think he can. He's good enough, and he can score enough goal for Liverpool. It's a concern. You have to find solution, and you have to find them quite quickly.
And Aston Villa have made an inquiry for Marseille's former France under-21 midfielder Morgan Sanson, who is available for around $20 million. For more football news from the BBC, go to bbc.com/football.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Okay, bless him quickly on Facebook.
Yeah, this is from BJ Akinyade. It says Steph Curry is the MVP this year. Nothing is changing that. Giannis no be MVP this year. Victor Oladipo, my man. Houston and the NBA will agree with Victor Oladipo, and he says he'll get his third All-Stars appearance.
Somebody's asking a funny question. Okay, right? Bless
yes,
him.
on Twitter, a person is saying, this is from Musa. It says strikers, midfielders, defenders, and keepers. Who performs better when aging?
On the overall, I'll say goalkeeper.
Maybe we'll answer this question just about tomorrow. We'll have more time for that.
Bless him, I have to go. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show this morning. Today, a parting shot for me. This is from Suraj Ayeleso, Kano Pillars goalkeeper. It says, in the MPFL, not be to play football, but now the journey. 12 hours on the road already.
12 hours on the road. Zlatan still the remaining man unbeaten in the Italia Serie A. Good to have you here.
Thank you so much. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Have a great Tuesday. Thanks to Silas as well. Bye-bye.
Hello, my wonderful people. Well, it's me here again. And you know, anytime I'm here, it's just about the good news I'm about to bring to you. Well, it is your favorite friend again, and I hope we're starting off well.